The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
You found Just Killing Time on Radio TFI.
Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. On social media, search for Radio TFI USA. From a payphone, call collect.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
My fellow Americans, our long national nightmare is over.
Good morning, kids and kittens, from high atop the Radio TFI Executive Tower in Queens, New York. I am Ed Van Ness. John Shannon is out feeling a little under the weather today. We are going to continue on without him. I will be steering the ship today. It is Sunday, May 12th, 2024, here in the sparkling Radio TFI studios. We are not in Central Ohio. Joining us from is the 1954 Aberdeen, South Dakota Snow Queen Festival winner, which was retracted, and we'll get into that later. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Fancher. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. Now my cat's going crazy. Yeah, we're out Johnny this morning. We are free-range radio hosts. Woohoo!
All right, I thought you might have something to say about your crown being retracted, but we'll get into that later. We have
considering I wasn't even born yet, so
that's neither here nor there. We have related news that we're going to get to, and just let me say good morning, sir, from not the Central Ohio, whatever it is. We're not in Central Ohio today.
Aren't we fortunate?
We are. And how was your week, sir? I know you have a busy week of being retired.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, if I ever have another week like this, I'm going back to work.
Well, we're here for you. We'll do everything we can to, as the gentleman on the intro said, if you want to give us a call, 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. What are we going to talk about today? That's a really good question. We got some...
I don't have a coin on me.
No. But before we do anything else, you know what it's time for now, don't you?
All right, bring it on.
It's the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by Pete and Tony's down by the highway. Over close the week at $66.99, down $2.24. Let's close the week at $17.18, down my 2 cents. Tesla closed the week at $168.47, down $12.67. And for some God unknown reason, Trump World closed the week at $50.99, up $3.06. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch. Don't forget, go to Pete and Tony's, get your Dr. Trump's butthurt solve. Soothes the sting of massive butthurt resulting from unexpected defeat and exposure to raw truth. Comes in a huge 4-ounce tin. Dr. Trump says special formula number 45's quality is guaranteed. Believe me. Apply liberally for 8 years. Repeat as needed. At all Pete and Tony's locations. This has been, don't forget to get your MAGA mug too. Holds a lot of MAGA tears. And once again, it's been a Radio TFI Market Watch. Oh, Bill.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That
You didn't
was
see that
impressive.
coming. Now, before we get
No,
to
I did not.
the top stories here, as far as you're concerned, this week we had both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA resign their crowns. Now I have a couple of
Oh,
questions.
really?
Number one, we need to get into the you losing your crown in the Aberdeen, South Dakota incident. And the big question is, are you going to seek to run for these two spots? One of, if not both of these two crowns.
Well, after great reflection, um, I can't run. I can walk, but I can't run. So we'll see what we can do from there. The Mike Lindell has been on the phone talking to me about some crazy ass thing. So I don't know. We'll dig it up. We'll find it. We got proof.
You got proof that you should not have lost the South Dakota?
Oh, absolutely. That
Okay.
was totally.
And you've been holding on to this proof for the better part of 70 years now. Is this what I
Yeah,
understand?
because of Hannibal Lecter.
Sure. Oh, well, that now that you explain it that way.
It makes good sense to me.
It certainly does to me. And you're willing to spend millions of dollars on it too, right?
Well, not mine.
Not yours. No. I would never.
People spend money, spend their money.
Speaking of Hannibal Lecter, what the hell was that all about? He was in Wildwood, New Jersey. Trump, if you didn't know who we're talking about. And I didn't see the speech. I was looking at little clips of it, but he's giving big kudos to Hannibal Lecter. What a great guy. What a wonderful guy. A, fictional character. B, cannibal. Hannibal the cannibal. You know, it's the best. I was watching some clips of it this morning. I mean, he's just stupid. Let's not. But he held that on the beach at Wildwood, New Jersey, which is the very southern tip of the state. I have been to Wildwood. Somewhere along the boardwalk is my face imprint where I fell down. It's a younger version of my face.
Yours and thousands of others, I'm sure.
Thousands of others, yes. I too have been trampled on the boardwalk in Wildwood. But they showed, of course they're saying there's like a gazillion people there on the beach listening to him. And the thing, he went on for at least 90 minutes and the crowd started emptying out pretty quick.
It did. That's what I was reading. They started thinning out when he was reciting lyrics to some song.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
yeah.
But he had a tough week. He had to sit there and listen to people say bad and nasty, and true things about him.
Yeah, the orange turd.
The orange turd. Yes, I'm going to let you run with that for a second.
Well, that's what happens with astronauts in space when they've been drinking so much Tang. You get the orange turd.
Is that what happens? Is this what I'm to understand?
That's kind of what it is. So, it's not like it's anything new.
Well, no, I mean, like the book says, everybody poops, but
that's right. Just some of us more so than others.
I think it's, and we talked about this yesterday off the air. I think it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous that Stormy Daniels gets up there and she just they're hitting fungos to her and she's just grabbing them and tossing them right back. I know you're not supposed to play Pepper, but boy, oh boy, was she. Man, I just wish
those were some live grenades.
Oh, no kidding. There's no question. No question about it. And she's just, you talk about somebody that was ready for I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille. Holy smokes.
No kidding.
Holy smokes. I read along with the transcripts when I could. And, but we gotta, before we get any deeper into this, so to speak, well, not that Trump got really deep into it, but that's another story for another time. It's,
yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Remember, this case has absolutely nothing to do with her having sex with him. The defense should have just said, and the prosecution, we stipulate that these two adults had sex, because other than that, it's got nothing to do with the case. It's how they managed the payment. It's how they paid her. It's all about how they recorded it. It has nothing to do with the sex itself.
Yeah, well, but the problem is you don't have B without A. So if A hadn't happened, he wouldn't have had to pay B. So you still got to kind of dangle the carrot.
No, all you have to say is we stipulate that they had sex. That's it. You don't have to go into great detail.
Yeah, but no, we need to hear the tawdry details. Come on, we're Americans. We need to hear all that.
My apologies, my deepest apologies. You know, we do need the sundry and the ridiculous.
Yes, my goodness.
What was I thinking? What was I thinking?
Damn, boy.
We want the dirt and the details.
Yes.
By the way, since they constantly call her porn actress, porn star Stormy Daniels, why isn't he referred to as rapist Donald Trump?
Well, exactly.
I mean, look, he's been found guilty in a court of law as being a rapist. So anyway, again, the defense could have saved themselves a lot of trouble by not going into all this. There's no need. My point is, you acknowledge that it happened, and then you move on. See, they've got nothing.
But they weren't going to stipulate that because Trump still says that it didn't happen.
Right.
So that was their shooting point. Oh, it never happened. And then when she gets down and starts talking about him not using a condom, of course, I don't know what size condom fits a mushroom, but
Hey now. Look, he's in a position where he has no control over the room. He just has to sit there and take it. And of course, on Friday, they tried to get another mistrial because, I don't know, somebody looked at him the wrong way.
Yeah, somebody sneezed in the gallery.
Yeah. A taxi cab blew its horn driving by the courthouse, and that's reason enough to,
I called you, I think, or texted you on Wednesday because there was this giant gaggle of police officers hanging out in front of the courthouse, or at least they're on that corner. I mean, I'm talking a good amount. And I thought something was going on. Then he come back from commercial and they were all gone. It must have been it was a donut run, I think, maybe.
There's no court on Thursday for that trial. On Wednesday.
Okay, well then maybe it was Tuesday or Thursday that I texted you. But I mean, there was a buttload of them hanging around out there.
They got 2, maybe 3 people out there every day. You can drive.
No, I mean it was a troop.
That's because Stormy Daniels was going to be there, and then they realized nobody showed up.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, there was no crowd. There was no. Again, 2, maybe 3 people show up holding their little Trump 2024, and that's it. He does not have the support he thinks he has.
No, he doesn't.
Does not. And again, this will all come to light in November, and as long as everybody gets out, you do your thing, then we'll be fine.
Yeah. Do not become complacent.
No. Quoting Stormy Daniels from a tweet she put out Friday. Real men respond to testimony by being sworn in and taking the stand in court. Oh, wait, never mind. The Trump attorneys wanted, sometime during the week, they wanted permission from the judge. They were presenting the judge with things he wanted to say, and they wanted the judge's permission. And the judge said, "You know what? You pays your money, you takes your chances. Go out and say them and see what happens."
In the big wheel.
In the big wheel, exactly.
It's Mr. Trump. Anytime you want to speak, there is a seat to my left, directly to my left. Have a seat and talk.
Say anything you feel you need to say on this matter.
Yes.
And have at it, son. And by the way, Stormy Daniels also got more money out of Trump than the federal government got in 10 years.
This is true.
Look, she I have no reason to doubt her because she would have got her money, and that was, she has very little to do with this case, honestly. She got her money, and that was that. It's again now Cullen coming in. This is going to be
Sharks in the water.
What they've done with Michael Cohen is because the defense is going to say, well, he's a convicted liar. Yes, he is. He lied to Congress. He lied to Congress on behalf of everybody. Say it now, nice and loud.
That's it.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
But they've laid out all the evidence. All the hard copy evidence is there. All the receipts, whatever. So he's coming in basically just to corroborate it and to speak about things he was in the room for.
He's coming in to bring it home.
He's bringing it home. That's right. They're waving him in. They are waving him in. The third base coach is ready to take off like a helicopter. Keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't look. So, I mean, that'll be. I want to say I find it hard to believe that the jury would not find him guilty in this case. But again, you only need one.
I'm not doubting anything in this world anymore.
No. I mean, let's face it. We've been through 9 years of this nonsense. He came down the escalator, lying through his teeth at that point.
Paid people to stand around and watch him come down the escalator. Couldn't get enough crowd, so he paid people to do it.
It's absolutely amazing. And unfortunately, we don't have video of it, but going to John's girlfriend, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she got up in front of Congress the other day and made this big to-do about, I want to vacate the seat Speaker of the House. And Bill, what was the reaction she got?
Boo!
Home crowd booing the home plate umpire on a called third.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was a bad call by MTG.
Even the Republicans now are saying she's too much.
It's taken this long to figure that out.
This long, but we've got this gentleman here, a representative from Bill's home state of.
Oh no! Don't
It's not Bill's representative, but this guy. We meant to drop this in last week, but this gives you an idea of where the MAGAs are, especially your elected MAGAs. This is Representative Troy Nels of not Bill's home district in Texas.
Everything that we do in the House of Representatives should be in the best interest of getting Donald Trump reelected. This guy right here.
Right, because that's why you were sent to the House of Representatives. Not to do the people's business, but to do Trump's bidding. I mean, that was from last week, but what was the water poisoned somewhere? Did I not get my jug of what? I don't understand it. I just simply do not understand it.
I checked into it because I was going to call and rip him a new one. And he's in the 22nd district, which is Houston. Not Houston, Houston.
Houston.
And so I kind of figured, since I'm not basically a constituent, they weren't going to listen to me anyway. But I may still call. We'll see. I'll see if I can record it.
What people underestimate is the power of the written word. A hard copy letter on real paper.
I don't have time to write a letter.
I know you're retired.
I'm a busy man. Come on.
That's right. Bill's had to hire people because those walls just aren't going to watch themselves.
No. Who the hell's going to turn the TV on for me?
I Bill, I understand your plight. I understand where you are. You've worked long and hard to not work long and hard, and it's a lot of work to not work. So, you're busting your butt sometimes for up to 5 minutes a day.
Exactly.
And
You know how, and oh my God, and sometimes you don't get a break.
And you're a veteran too, so we appreciate that because veterans need their rest and relaxation. And
You're damn right.
excuse me, I'm feeling breakfast coming on.
Getting a little logy, are you?
A little logy, yeah. So while we're speaking about Trump, I've got a couple of things here that I picked up, and let's talk about Trump by the numbers. What do you say?
Rock and roll.
All right. 30,573 lies in office. One coup attempt. One insurrection. One confirmed rape. One worst recession since Depression. How many criminal charges? 91. 6 bankruptcies, 4 indictments, 2 impeachments, 1 convicted company, 1 fake charity shutdown, 1 fake university shutdown, 26 sexual assault allegations, $25 million fraud settlement, $5 million sexual abuse verdict, $2 million charity abuse judgment. And this is the guy who's the front runner for the Republican Party nomination for president. Salute.
Hey, damn right. I tell you what, I don't even have a minuscule amount of those charges, but I wouldn't run for office.
Well, my skeletons were.
Oh, they're dancing in my closet.
They brought their own DJ and.
They're just open the door. Open the door.
The door is open, by the way. It keeps opening on.
I know the cats are making it the highway to hell through here.
And that's the story you're sticking with?
That's what I'm sticking with.
Okay. Okay. So this is how, all those people down in Wildwood, New Jersey yesterday. And by the way, a lot of them were wearing the same merch. And I'm like, they got to be handing this stuff out. They got to be.
I can't imagine who's buying this stuff. Is Mike Lindell printing them for him?
The gravy. I saw a bunch of people wearing this bucket hat type thing, and I'm like, there ain't no way that many people bought that ugly ass hat and that are together. And there's no. Speaking of Mike Lindell, it's somebody and I was having a conversation with somebody during the week, and this caught them off guard. It caught Bill off guard when I mentioned it to him yesterday. There's a small piece of me that feels bad for Mike Lindell. Now, hold on. Don't go switching your radios off yet. Okay.
Ed has people passing out as you were saying that.
I'm about to. Ed has not switched to the goofball side. I'm close. I can see it. I can see that and Russia from my house. We are right there. But here's a man who had a serious addiction to crack cocaine, which is nothing to laugh about. He beat that addiction. Not only did he beat that addiction, he went on to form a company that made a lot of money. Very successful by anybody's standards. Very successful. Unfortunately, like a lot of addicts, he had to replace one addiction with another. And that addiction happened to be Donald Trump. And the man has now made himself a national punchline. He's lost pretty much all his money. His company is pretty much, on the way down. And he replaced one addiction with another. And, we found something else here that he's going on about. Let me see. Let me finish my thought. So I feel like this is a man, to a very small degree, has been taken advantage of. Like he's a big boy. He makes his own decisions. But he's definitely been taken advantage of. And it's you got to feel just a little bit sad for him, just because he beat something, came out the other side smelling like a rose, and then jumped right into a cesspool of here he is. I'm not sure when this is from. Most of these videos today, all of them are things that young Mr. Shannon put up. So we're in his absence, we're going to use them and feel better, John, by the way.
I'm not relaxing, everybody. I've been working on a new plan that we're going to do in all 3,143 counties. It's my new Flipping Democrats project. And as long as we're approaching all the counties anyway, you can get out in front of this, everybody, and check it out at lindellplan.com. Steve, you have so many groups going after our base and the independents. We're going right into the heart of the Democrats, and we're getting them over to the common sense bucket.
Hang on. What do you mean? What do you mean flipping Democrats? How are you going to flip? How are you flipping Democrats?
We're going to educate them. We're going to say, hey, because their eyes are open now. They're open to hearing all the problems we have. They can see it right in front of them. And we've been doing this on a small level.
Mike, you must still be on the drugs.
Really?
Because, you're not going to open anybody's eyes. And do yourself a favor. Go back to making big rocks.
Did you notice how he always has something up his sleeve, but he never tells you what it is?
No, well, that's
we're going to flip Democrats. How? With a spatula. I mean, what? Say something, anything.
This is how. You're welcome. Sorry, it was a little late. This is how addicts operate. They're going to tell you what you want to hear to get what they need or what they want. So, and again, this is my point. This is sad where this is, come down to. Granted, again, he's a big boy. He's responsible for his own actions. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. He certainly does. I'm not saying he can't help himself. He certainly can. He's choosing not to. And,
dude, go back to the crack.
He might have been better off.
Go back to the pipe. It's not as mean to you.
Pipe's always there for you, man. I got clean
That's
works. We're not making fun of addiction. Well, Bill is, but
no, I'm just making fun of Mike Lindell.
Because somebody who has his own addiction issues, and I don't mean Diet Mountain Dew, my nicotine addiction, which thanks to pharmaceuticals. This week, last week marked 11 years since I quit smoking.
What were you up to? 3 patches a day?
Patches or packs?
Patches.
No. It wasn't the patch that I used.
Oh, okay. You used the gum?
No. Oh, I tried all that. I
know what it was. You had friggin' open heart surgery. Cold turkey that way, baby. We're going to sedate you for 2 weeks. Crack your chest.
Bill hasn't listened to any of my stories in the couple of years he's been on the big broadcast here. So
it's a retention issue. It's not listening. It's just a retention issue.
Well, if you plug up one ear, the stuff will stay in. I mean, it's really not that difficult.
Who'd have thunk it?
Just to clear this up, I quit smoking using a drug called Chantix. It was a 3-month course. And it reduces your desire for nicotine. I've had one and only one craving. That was like the day after my surgery. I had my heart attack like 5 months or so, 3, 4, 5 months after I quit, after my last cigarette. And yes, I had my chest cracked open. Yes, I smoked for 40 years and I have the scar to prove it. That's why I leave this buttoned up. Because I'm not embarrassed about it, but
you want to show off your zipper. That's all right, Ed. That's all right.
That's I don't mind it.
I had to look. You can't see it, man. You got to stand up or something. You're gonna show off. Show off.
There. Can you see it? It now?
Yeah. Okay.
The impressive part is lower, but then again,
yes, it is. It's the part that goes down to the xiphoid. That's where it really
watch
you
your
get that
mouth.
little.
So Yeah, so I had my nicotine addiction, which I still do, but it's controlled by pharmaceuticals. I don't know if that would help Mike Lindell, but it certainly helped me, and that's the reason I am here today. And maybe I will tattoo
Who makes Chantix?
I don't know.
I need to look it up and write him a friggin' letter.
No. Chantix is not the people you want to write that letter to. Okay.
It's the hospital. What hospital are you at?
It's the hospital. And you are not the first person to say, damn, we had 2 weeks to get in there and kick that plug out the wall. I was in a 2-week medically induced coma. By the way, that's a solid way to lose 45 pounds. Let me tell you.
Kinda.
Not kinda. Not kinda. It worked like a champ. It's
not the recommended way, however.
Well, it's not. It may not be for everybody, but
yeah. Hell, I don't even have time for 2 weeks of a coma.
No, you're a busy man.
Oh.
You're a busy. Branching off here for a second. I mean, I've got a few years before I retire, but I'm watching Bill struggle with his retirement. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's terrible. Where do you find the time to do nothing with your time? I just don't understand.
I need a vacation.
Vacation, of course. But then that means you got to hire somebody to fill in for you.
Hire somebody to fill in at home when I'm gone.
It's a vicious cycle. It is. And I don't envy you, not one iota. And now that we've driven that right into the ground, which according to some people is where I should have been back in 2013. Just plant me. What else did I have that I wanted to talk about? Kristi Noem. Let's talk about Kristi Noem. You know what? This falls in nicely.
Who the hell is Kristi Noem?
Kristi Noem was the governor of South Dakota.
Oh, that douchebag. Okay.
Which is where, of course, you had your crown taken away, and we're not done with that.
Oh,
that scandal. She shot her puppy. And if you've watched her, she went on this media tour the last week or so. And everybody's just asking the same question. Well, there was the shooting the puppy thing. And in her book that she wrote and also narrated the audio book for, she said that she met Kim Jong, whatever his name is, in North Korea. And then when asked about it, I've met many world leaders, she won't answer the question. Did you or didn't you? And even Fox News is giving her the business right now. Because she's a lion sack of beans. She knows it. Everybody knows it. And look, even the redneck, I don't want to say redneck, but even all the MAGAs out there, they're going to have an issue with you shooting your dog in the face.
Well, Ed, did you hear why?
Because he was quote unquote untrainable.
He wouldn't hunt.
Yeah. Well, that dog won't hunt.
That dog won't hunt. Got to shoot him. What the hell else we gonna do with him?
Had no choice. But
had no choice.
To lure a puppy, a 14-month-old young dog. You know why he wouldn't hunt, Bill? Because he wasn't trained.
In South Dakota. He wasn't trained. Yeah.
It's up to you to train the dog. It's
amazing how he just wouldn't listen to fire. Fire. He wouldn't pull that trigger.
No, he would not.
That son of a bitch.
And they even tried a bow and arrow with him, and he just wouldn't.
Couldn't handle it. I mean, even back in the Roman days, you couldn't pull a bow. We shot you. What the hell?
I mean, you can see where. And also, that same day, she had to shoot a goat.
Well, now that I understand, they're eating up all the grass.
That's right. And then another time, she put down 3 horses in this gravel pit in the same day. And
Bitch be killing stuff, man.
Everybody has said, look, I mean, it may come a time where, you've got an older animal and, blah, 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 but not three of them on the same day.
Yeah. How are the odds stacking up on that? I mean, she's a serial killer, really, incognito.
Man, so.
Because isn't that how it usually starts with serial killers?
Yeah, killing pets.
They're killing animals, and they move up the ladder. We need to keep an eye on that woman.
You then get to something with opposable thumbs. Yep, I fixed it. Or did I?
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, you did.
But again, she came out and she's going on all these shows, knowing full well that people are going to ask her about this stuff. And she's doing the politician non-answers, and now she's canceled her media tour. But again, it boils down. Part of it boils down. You wrote a book. You narrated the audio book. Please stop acting like, and she's acting like she had no idea these things were in there. Well, we spoke to the publisher, and they were. You wrote it. You dictated it to somebody. Baloney.
And then you read it.
Then you read it.
She's using the orange turd playbook.
It's funny you should say that, because this is, as John likes to call it, the repeat tweet. Trusting our nation again to the orange turd is like trusting Christy Nome to walk your poodle.
There you go.
And I'll pull this one out again when needed, but I found this online. I just like this line. You ready? This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. Just at the bottom of the page.
That's typical to the show.
Denny's is just Waffle House for people who don't know how to fight. You gotta let that one settle in. And
you gotta go, well, all right, I guess.
There's been a bunch of fights in Waffle Houses over the years. Waffle House. Do you have Waffle House? You have Waffle House?
Yes. Yes.
Every highway exit.
Actually, we don't have one in town, but we do have a Denny's.
I have yet to be in a Waffle House, no matter where, that didn't have that dingy feel to it. And I've been to one. There was one in Key West that I used to go to. There was a Key West bus schedule when I was with Greyhound, and I would spend the night at the hotel. And they had a Waffle House in the hotel. It's a very nice hotel. But the Waffle House, like every other Waffle House you'll ever, it's just, you walk in and you feel like this light yellow tinge. Just everything is.
That's the feeling of desperation.
Well, I've had that feeling of desperation. And
it's also, you got to stay on your toes because a fight's going to break out any minute. So, stay ready. You got to eat them waffles with your head on a swivel.
There's that great video. There's some fight broke out at some Waffle House, and somebody throws a chair, and the little waitress grabs it with one hand. She does a whole Captain America thing with it. It's fantastic. She's not having any of it tonight. You want to start a fight? We're going. We're going.
That's it.
Oh, man. Well, again, if you want to join us here, 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. It is Bill today. Bill dares you. Dare I say, will you double dog dare them? You go that far?
Yeah, what the hell? I double dog dare you.
All right, it's official, kids and kittens. Bill Fancher double dog dares you to make yourself known here on this here broadcast on the Radio TFI streaming network, which I forgot to mention at the top of the show. Where am I? What are we? RFK Jr. Brainworms. What is he now? A bottle of mezcal tequila? He's got a worm in there?
Can somebody explain to me what's wrong with that guy's voice?
It's a legit problem. He
okay.
I don't know I can't remember it, but it's a legit problem, and it's not anything from his psychosomatic.
Okay, well, I think I know. I know medically what it is. It's when you're talking shit. That's how it sounds.
Let's
Come
see.
on, that one's legit. It was a medical reference.
Judges, we're gonna allow it to stand. Don't get used to it though. So he's got this parasitic worm, I guess it was. Did you read anything about this, Bill, or am I just talking?
No. I was like John. I just looked at the headline and moved on.
Yeah. Why get into the details
Why
of stuff?
get into the article? The headline tells me all I need to know.
So I can't really talk about it. Let's see. John put a video up here. Let's see what that tells us.
So I just seen on Fox News that the third party candidate himself, RFK Jr.'s got worms. And I ain't talking about the kind of worms that make you scoot your ass across the carpet neither. Kristi Noem, a.k.a. Governor Puppy Killer, knows what I'm talking about. Well, she would had Governor Puppy Killer not killed her puppy, but I digest. I'm not talking about an earworm where you hear a song and now it's stuck in your head all day. Phenomena. I'm talking about brain-eating worms, which is about the 13th craziest thing to ever happen to a Kennedy. He said he's got worms in his brain, like he's got a goddamn bottle of tequila up there all of a sudden. And then worms cause cognitive decline. Well, I see what this is. This is just a political stunt to be like Joe Brandon. He said, Joe Brandon's got some cognitive decline. I want me some cognitive decline because I can't think too good. Because RFK knows he's not old enough to be president. Hell, he's young. He's only 70. He's got to come up with something. He said, if you can't beat him, join him. Well, curb your enthusiasm, Robert, because you ain't winning no election anyway. Phenomena. Might I suggest some ivermectin for them worms, Robert? I know I'm choiring to the preacher over here, but it works wonders. Ivermectin, that's like Frank's Red Hot, because I put that shit on everything. Hurt back, itchy sack, if your wife's on her shark week, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, if you got bad credit, no credit, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, and of course brain worms. Rub some Mectin on it, Robert. You'll be back to doing shirtless push-ups and jeans in no time. So today I'm raising my emotional support beer to them poor brain worms. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Phenomena.
That's Brent Terhune, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on your social media. We haven't heard. Hold on, Bill. We haven't heard from him in a long time, but we'd certainly like to hear from him again. Go ahead, Mr. Thatcher.
He was on Bill Maher a few weeks back, and I was just really surprised that Bill Maher did not ask him this question, because I'm sitting there thinking in my mind the whole time was, you're a Kennedy and you're running for president. Are you not scurrid?
Yeah, really. Really. To be honest, I think Ted Kennedy broke that spell because he ran for president.
Well, he started jogging and then he stopped.
We can go a couple of different ways on that, but
he went to go see a gypsy and she said, "You believe in the Kennedy curse, you might stop running."
I don't disagree with you. If my uncle and my father both got, screen doors installed, I'd be, but then again, I'm just gonna say I agree.
You know, there's some redneck sitting out there going, "Well, hell, I'm gonna make it 3 for 3."
Well, they get secret once you reach a certain point of the campaign, you get Secret Service protection anyway. But again,
that sure did his daddy and his uncle well.
Different times. Remember, you would, because of JFK, you'll never see them in an open air car again.
No, not even the Pope.
Not even the Pope does that anymore. So, how many times we got to shoot people for you all to get
permission? Set them up in a shooting gallery. Ding, ding.
We've made it clear how we're going to do this. Put a roof on the car. And we finally have. It took us a couple of people, but we got there. I mean, look at Archduke Ferdinand. Started World War One.
Started a stinking war over it.
A world war because why? He was an open air car. Don't get me wrong, love me a convertible, but sometimes.
Well, sometimes you gotta draw the line.
It's good. It's one thing to enjoy the daytime with a nighttime air. It's another thing to invite assassination attempts. But it's sometimes it's just the things we have to do to
and there's people out there right now going, oh, I can't believe what, too soon?
Too soon, yeah. Well. Look, I understand, folks, if you had your pearls, you'd be clutching them right now. But we're just a couple of goons here. We're down a goon, so we got to be a little extra goony.
A little extra goonish today.
Yeah, we got to make up for the fact that goon number, well, I don't want to put a number on it. That just upsets me.
Goon A.
Goon A. Goon J. How about that?
Goon J.
Goon J. Goon J. Get the gun. Oh, that's where it's...
Oh, now we... No, Toby!
We're sliding right into blatant racism now.
Aren't we, though? We need an emergency bat turn.
We don't have... You know what? It's funny you should mention that. Emergency bat turn. So I'm breezing through YouTube. I'm training for my retirement, so I'm just watching YouTube.
Oh, well, hell, okay, good. Baby steps, Ed. Baby steps.
I'm taking it easy. I'm not going.
Don't overdo it.
Not going into topics I'm unfamiliar with. So I find a bunch of videos that are highlighting the bat turn. Now, if you're not familiar with the bat turn, the 1966 Batman series, whenever they had to suddenly turn around, they would pull a switch that was in the middle of the car up above them, throw this switch, parachutes would shoot out the back of the Batmobile, and it would literally do a 180. Not a 360. A 360 puts you back.
Brings you right back to where you were.
That's right. It does a 180, automatically drops the parachutes, which, by the way, had the bat insignia on them.
And off you went.
And off they went. Now, it finally dawned on me after, 50 years, 60 years? Didn't you just make a U-turn?
Take a left and another left, you're good.
Yeah, and you're good because the parachutes went out a solid 20, 25 feet from the back of the car.
That's it. All those other cars that got...
And I grant you, the Batmobile was a boat of a car, beautiful. They nailed it with that car. Let's face it, the old Futura is what it was based on. By the way, the glass parts, that was pretty much original to the original car.
Yeah, yes, it was.
But I'm thinking about it. Just finally dawned on me after all these years. Why would you go through the trouble? Just lock up the brakes, jerk the wheel, and you're good to go.
They do it on cop shows all the time without the flashy.
Just as an aside to that, I think it was in the second season of Batman. They did an emergency bat turn, and then they showed two guys in a van following. Robin pushes a button to get the bat turn parachute crew out
to pick up the parachute.
Because apparently a lot of kids were writing and saying, well, what, they leave their parachutes all over town. So they had to show that they were being picked up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will conclude my I don't know where the bat turn. Oh, there it is. See, I couldn't find it. I moved it.
Emergency bat.
I'm gonna get this out of my system too. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Hit it. That's not
shore up all lines.
No. Hit it is from the Blues Brothers. We got a full tank of gas, a half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses.
We're wearing sunglasses.
That's the key part. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. One of the greatest movies ever made. And
going to see the Penguin.
I can only imagine they must have found every used Chicago police car.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, because the wrecks. And I can only imagine what it must have been like in downtown central Chicago when they filmed that scene at the state
going
building.
through the mall.
County. No, forget the mall. Oh, look, the new Chevys are in. No, when they show up at the to pay the tax, and they're followed by every law enforcement agency known to man, tanks, helicopters, but they had hundreds, if not thousands, of people running around in vehicles and what. And I'm thinking, what it must have taken to coordinate all that, and
that was just Chicago at rush hour.
Yeah. Well, I promise.
They just rush hour in Chicago, and there it was.
I promise you, that was an early Sunday morning. It's Lower Wacker Drive, and I've been on Upper Wacker Drive. I have
stop whacking her.
Well, you leave my whacking alone. Anyway,
don't do that in public, damn it.
Well, if it's good enough for Kristi Noem
or Donald Trump, apparently.
Donald Trump. Oh, by the way, speaking of Donald Trump, because we usually don't. Let me get this in here again. Something else I discovered. Here's the things that Trump said. Trump said
we got enough time for that.
he said he'd be with you when you stormed the Capitol. He wasn't. He said he wouldn't have time to go golfing. He did. He said China paid for his trade war. They didn't. He said the 2020 election was stolen. Altogether now, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
He said he would always tell the truth. He said Mexico would pay for the wall. They didn't. He's a con man. You've been conned.
Yep. Grifter of the first degree.
Of the bestest degree. The China thing. Somebody needs to sit him down. And if it takes a month, let it take a month and explain the difference. What a tariff means. He thinks he's putting it to China.
Yeah, he has no clue.
He thinks
we're the ones paying the tariff.
Speaking of
because tariff wars are great.
Yeah. Not to be confused with storage wars, but here's another thing he doesn't understand.
During a meeting, one of the presidents of one of the European countries stood up, and it was a closed-door meeting. He said, may I ask you a question, Mr. President? Yes. If we don't pay, we're not paid up, and we're attacked by Russia, will you defend us? I said, you mean you're delinquent? You haven't paid? That's right. No, I will not defend you.
Once again, not fully understanding how NATO works. It's not a membership fee.
But do you notice how it's always in a closed-door meeting?
Oh, sure. Nobody there.
So, you can't verify that he's a walking asshole.
Yeah, well, that's what would be the fun in that?
No, exactly.
What would be the fun in that? What, being able to verify something? Why do you think he's in court right now? Because we're able to verify all this. Remember, this is a man who doesn't use email. He doesn't put anything down in writing. From what I understand, during the whole January 6th thing and all that, he would use other people's phones to make calls. So it wouldn't be on his phone.
Yeah, burner phones. Okay.
He also never gave up his phone during his time in the White House. So he was on an unsecured lines. And again,
but do you remember how when Obama took over and they made him give up his
BlackBerry,
his Raspberry,
or as people called it at the time, the Crackberry.
The Crackberry.
Apparently, they were very addictive. I never got it myself, but I never had one. I've seen them, but yeah, no, he had to give up his BlackBerry, which he loved. But then again, here's a man. Look, Bill, let's be honest here, okay? This is a man who, and I still have trouble saying it, I can't believe it, wore a tan suit. I mean, how do you deal with that kind of mindset?
It kind of punches you right in the face, doesn't it?
If that doesn't wake you up to what an evil man Barack Hussein Obama was, well, I just don't know what will.
I'm flabbergasted.
The temerity of it all. Yeah, there's the word of the week.
The temerity. My gasters are flabbered. I don't know what to do about it.
Once again, do you have
little of that Trump salve? I think might work.
That butter. Do you have your pearls handy? Can you clutch them? No, you don't.
ZZ Top stole my pearl necklace.
I have my fainting couch right behind me, so I'm. I do believe I have a case of the vapors.
Oh, Beauregard. Oh.
As we come not sliding, but crawling on our hands and knees to the end of this hour.
Really? Are we that close?
We are
Holy
that close.
smokes.
Imagine that. Can you imagine that? It only felt like an hour.
Yeah, how do we stumble through that? Everybody's going, there's an hour of my life I'll never get back.
Hey, us too, man. I got thousands of these hours I'll never see again.
No kidding.
Poor Bill, this cuts right into his retirement time. He's giving up retirement.
Yes, so you people should be grateful that I bestow my presence upon you to take 2 hours out of my busy work week.
And it is a busy work week. There are times, look, you have to get those naps in.
If you don't, it throws the whole day off.
And Bill is doing his best every week to try and do that 2-3 minutes of research to have something to talk about on the show, or as he normally does, calls me on Friday or Saturday and says, "What do you say to me?"
What are my opinions for the week?
That's right. And we get Bill's opinions and we move on because life is beautiful like that. But please, everybody, whatever you're doing right now, stand up, give Bill Fancher a hand, because he not only did he serve our country at an age when most people would be thinking about retirement, but he
come on now. I was only 25 when I went in the Navy.
People are getting out at 25.
Well, now that's true.
People have been out for years.
Well, it took me a few years to decide whether or not I wanted to do it.
Talk about that some other time. Yes, for those of you that weren't aware of that, Bill enlisted at 25 years old. Not got honorably discharged at 25 years old. No. No, went in. But anyway, that's, he served our country. Salute. And now he sits and he gives up 2, not 1, but 2 hours of his. We've asked him to only do 1, but he comes in and he stays for the second one anyway. And but he's here for you kids. So,
I'm dedicated.
You're something.
I'm a team player. You don't see me calling in sick.
Remember, you can't spell dedicated without ed, without E.
Well, this is true.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's what I'm here for. And I am just basically trying to weasel out of these last couple of seconds.
Well, I hear them guys on bowling on Thursday nights tell me that, hey, there's no I in team, but there is one in Bill.
But there is a me in team.
There is a me.
All right, kids and kittens, that's gonna wrap it up for hour number 1. We will be back on the other side of this with hour number 2. Join us for This Is Just Killin' Time on Radio TFI. Stick around. We got some great videos coming up in the break. See you on the other side.
TFI.
You found Just Killing Time.
A real woman could stop you from drinking.
It has to be a real big woman.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. On social media, search for Radio TFI USA. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Well, like I said, I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to just do whatever I can for people. Like the World Hunger thing, the USA for Africa. Isn't that great? You guys hear the song? Nice song, isn't it? Beautiful. I'm like anybody else on the planet. I'm very moved by world hunger. I see the same commercials. Those little kids starving and very depressed. And I watch these things on TV and I see those commercials and I look at it and I go, God, how cruel, To see the little kid out there and I go, fuck, I know the film crew could give this kid a sandwich. The kid's not out there, filming a letter from home with a Betamax, huh? There's a director 5 feet away going, don't feed him yet! Get that sandwich out of here! It doesn't work unless he looks hungry! But I'm not trying to make fun of world hunger. Matter of fact, I think I have the answer, because I spend a lot of time working it out. And if you want to stop world hunger, stop sending them food. Don't send these people another bite, folks. You want to send them something? You want to help? Send them U-Hauls. Send them U-Hauls, some luggage. Send them a guy out there that goes, hey, we've been driving out here every day with your food for like the last, 30, 40 years. And we were driving out here a day across the desert, and it occurred to us there wouldn't be world hunger if you people would live where the food is! This is sand. Yeah. It's sand. You know it's going to be 100 years from now, huh? It's going to be sand! You live in a fucking desert! Get your kids, get your shit. We'll make one trip. We'll take you to where the food is. We have deserts in America. We just don't live in them, asshole! You guys been a great crowd. Thank you very much. My name's Sam Kennison. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Wild thing, I think you moved me. But I wanna know for sure. Every time I kiss you, I taste what other men have for lunch. The only thing can get you off is to see me in pain, but I think I love you. You make my heart scream. You took everything. Wild thing, I think you moved me! It just came to my mind. I thought I'd say that. You make me trust you, then stuck the knife in my heart. You're a lying, unfaithful, untrustable tramp, but I think I love you. You make my heart scream. You took everything. Wild thing.
freshman, your third grade. Someone broke your heart. What was her name? I'll never forgive you. How do you live with yourself? You never loved me. You used me. I'm just sliding her gas, fucking taste your own blood. Why didn't you tell me you were a demon from hell? You deserve the men you're gonna meet, you loser. Railroad folks, transient, out of work guy. Guys are gonna use you like you used me. Guys are gonna take money out of your purse and crawl out a window. Ow, ow. What's her name?
Good morning once again, everybody, and welcome back to hour number 2 of Just Killing Time here on Radio TFI and the Radio TFI streaming network. I am Ed. The other guy is Bill. We just saw the immensely talented and taken entirely too soon Sam Kinison with one of his greatest bits ever, and of course the song Wild Thing. And of course, some of you folks only know Wild Thing from the movie Major League. Good morning, Bill. Bill's doing mime radio today. This is,
I just want you to slide under a gas truck and taste your own blood.
My favorite line ever. He had that one of his routines, and then he put it in the song. But just to Wild Thing.
Wild Thing! You make my butt sting!
The equally bizarre Randy Quaid from Major League 2. Hey, good morning, everybody. John Shannon is feeling a little under the weather today, so we said, hey, you know what, John? Pretend like you're Bill Fancher and stay home and do nothing. And he said, you know what? I'm going to help my buddy Bill out today. I'm going to help him do nothing. So he's filling in for you, doing nothing right now. While you're here,
I needed the help.
I know you need the help. Bill is retired, and it's killing him. I mean, he hasn't got time for pretty much anything.
Like I said, if this keeps up, I might have to go back to work just to get some rest.
I understand, man. I understand. We got a lot to talk about. No, we don't. We got nothing to talk about. Which is why
that's why we're here, for crying out loud.
Why we're here, but that is why we do the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for birthdays on this date and all manner of good things. Bill is pointing to something. How's that, Bill? I don't know. What do you think? Broke? We're breaking?
Sound was breaking up.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, we're back now. So, on this day, May 12th, we're talking about May 12th. That's today. Bill, I need you to take notes. Today is May 12th. I need you to write that backwards on your forehead so when you look in the mirror later, you'll know what today's. There you go. In 1865, this is kind of up your alley. The last land action of the Civil War was at Palmetto Ranch, Texas. Tejas.
Palmetto.
I read them the way they're put out there.
That's it.
In 1908, and this applies directly to us. Without this, we're not here. 1908, wireless radio broadcasting is patented by Nathan B. Stubblefield. Oh, yeah. See, nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. It's 1919. 1919 on this date, the New York Yankees and the Washington Senators play their second straight extra innings tie, 4-4 and 15 innings at the Polo Ground. It was 0-0 in 12 the previous day.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. In 1970, Ernie Banks. What do we know about Ernie Banks?
He always wanted to play too.
Let's play two. Ernie Banks hit his 500th home run. Ooh. In 1990, on this very day, Nora Dunn and Sinead O'Connor boycott Saturday Night Live to protest Andrew Dice Clay hosting, which was perceived as sexist. The show uses a time delay for only the third time in their history, and I'm a hurt myself because I can't find it. And I'm
don't do it. We'll get kicked off the air.
Okay, here it is.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
I moved things a couple of months ago, and I'm still in 1820. Florence Nightingale was born. She passed in 1910. British nurse who revolutionized nursing during the Crimean War. And she was born in Florence, Italy. On this date in 1907, Katharine Hepburn was born. She passed in 2003. 1925, Yogi Berra was born in St. Louis, Mo. And
It's just as good as Cash.
Yogi was born in St. Louis. We lost Yogi in 2015. On this day in 1920, that's for Yogi. And in 1936, Tom Snyder, host of the Tomorrow Show. I always enjoyed him. Was born.
Yeah.
And we lost him in 2008. And here's a special one. And even if he was here, John cannot argue about us doing a birthday for somebody who has passed on. In 1937, in Washington Heights, New York, a young George Carlin was born. Sadly, we lost him in 2008. Turning 74 today, Billy Squier. Billy Squier, rock and roller. Also turning 68 today. I don't know how they came up with this number, but Homer Simpson. No!
Homer's older than me. Holy crap!
Apparently, that's going to do it for this. And let's close it out.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
That's we got to work the kinks out of that out of that segment. It's coming. It's coming. So, Bill, someday. Today is not that day. Today is not. Again, if you'd like to reach us, if you're watching us, please go over to YouTube and watch us there live. You can also watch most of our previous programs. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. This way, you'll always know when we're on. Well, we're on at 10 a.m. on Sundays Eastern time. So
9 a.m.
10 a.m. Eastern time.
Thank you.
Which I said that the first time.
No, you didn't.
You're getting to be like Shannon now.
Oh,
okay.
And I guess I'll shut up.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I had something I was going to talk about here, and I'll be gosh darned if I can remember what it was. Getting old ain't for sissies.
Wow. Bill. Don't take notes, do you?
I do. I got notes. I got stuff. I just forgot where I was.
You just forgot to post that note.
There was a time, very briefly, back in the early 1800s when I enjoyed doing this program.
Yeah, we
time.
was doing it over to Marconi.
I ordered pasta, and instead of macaroni, they brought me Marconi. Yeah, that went nowhere. That went nowhere in a hurry. But of course, Bill's not helping matters either here. So, come on, Bill.
Why would I want to help?
We've only got like 43 minutes left.
That's all.
Oh,
Well, are we still cueing the band, or is that going away?
well, that's going to be in a little while, and we're going to talk
Okay.
about that. We're going to talk about that in a little while. Something else I picked up off the interweb. Imagine you're a Trump supporter. You went to his rallies.
No, it hurts. It hurts.
You chanted "Build the Wall." Trump makes it to the White House. He gets millions of dollars for the wall. Steve Bannon steals the money. Trump gives Bannon a pardon. Then you blame Democrats for not building the wall. Speaking of Steve Bannon, guess who's going to the big house?
Are they finally getting him?
They ruled, the appeals court or whatever, the circuit court ruled the other day. Nope. You're going to jail.
Good.
So he's going to do 4 months in the Who's Gal, and
Good.
he can only bring one shirt, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
This is a guy who does nothing but fire up that base, and I don't know what we're going to do with him, but at least if we can get him out of the way for a while. And of course, let me see, 4 months would be, that's going to, right in the heart of the election season. So presuming he goes in on June 1st, that's he won't get out till October.
Damn.
So there you go, kids. Try to muscle through with the. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Speaking of radio, WABC here in New York City has finally come to their flippin' senses. The owner of WABC is an arch conservative, but even he has had enough of one Rudolph Giuliani going on and on and on about the 2020 election being rigged and Trump won and blah, blah, blah. He was told once. He was told twice. Rudy? He was told once. He was told twice. Rudy, stop talking about it. Rudy sent a text to the owner of the radio station. Said, I'm going to keep talking about it. The owner apparently sent this message back to Rudy. See ya!
Not on my network.
Not on, just his station, not his network, just his station. It's not ABC. It's WABC. I used to play music when I was a kid. That was the big station here in town. But anyway, I digress. So now Rudy, who has no other source of income because he's not a lawyer anymore either.
Nope.
He's lost that income. He still owes 140 some odd million to Shay Moss, and I'm sorry, the other woman's name is escaping me. Not to mention his legal fees, which have to be astronomical and through the roof that Rudy will no longer be able to afford.
Nope.
And I expect Mr. Giuliani, former sweetheart of the world, America's mayor, salute, to be in jail himself. He's going to die in prison. That's my take. That's my take.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you put a stake through his heart because, you can't just kill Nosferatu.
I understand that, and I don't disagree with you. But first, we have to confine him.
Yep.
So the worm is starting to turn. Well, I didn't mean that, but
That was a bad choice of words.
But the worm is starting to turn.
Starting to turn inside his brain.
That's right. For all these people, for all these right wingers, and again, there's nothing wrong in and of itself of being a right winger, but you have to accept the fact that things happen we live on a planet where we all live on the same reality, whether you want to believe it or not, because apparently in your reality, the sky is plaid and
Yeah, you got to remember there's Trump World, which
Yeah,
is
and that's
way out there past Pluto.
way. And even Mickey's not happy about that.
No, you got to be careful when you go to Pluto. It's a Mickey Mouse planet. So they even downgraded it from a planet to just a hemorrhoid
Nature's speed bump.
because it's out there by Uranus.
Nature's speed bump. So we were talking. Oh, I have 2 car wash stories I want to tell.
Oh, because these will be good.
They actually have nothing to do with a car wash.
What the hell?
They just both happen to happen at a car wash.
Oh, okay. Well,
Separate car
common
washes.
denominator.
Yeah, that's all. It's just 2 car wash stories that have nothing to do with a car wash.
Please, Mr. Van Ness, will you enlighten us to your tragedy at the car wash?
And it kind of ties into everything we talk about here. So on Friday, I stopped at a particular car wash to get the work van washed. These are high top vans. There's only so many places you can take them, and I happen to be in that neighborhood. So I I pull in and I go inside to pay. I'm at the counter. This other gentleman comes by. He's chatting with talking to the cashier, and I'm standing right there. And he starts telling a story of, my partner, she had a tattoo on her arm. And he starts talking about, my partner has a tattoo of Donald Trump on his forearm. We're both cops. And proceeds to go into a story about how funny it is when they pull somebody over for speeding. And, my partner will say, are you a Trump or a Biden person? We think that's hilarious. And I said, you're out of your mind. I said, there's nothing funny about that at all.
No, it's not.
And then he went into the NYPD, I'm never wrong. I said, look, we started getting into it. And I said, you may think that's funny, but if I got pulled over and you're asking me that kind of question, what's the answer? What? I'm not.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about. Well, then he starts going back, and he's verbally attacking me, and I wasn't going to back down from him. I said, "Look, you're an NYPD. You're never wrong. The laws don't apply to you. What? Just go about your business. It's not funny. That's just your opinion, right? My opinion is it's not funny. Just let it,
And then he shot you.
And then he shot me. And this turned into a thing, and then it was wrestling, and next thing you know, the oil is coming out, shirts are off. It's it turns into a whole thing. So yesterday, a completely different car wash. It's just NYPD tend to be we're above the law. Oh, that was the other thing you were saying. Well, when you need my help, you call us. I said, yeah, because that's your job. That's your job, man. But to intimidate, well, we're just kidding with it. Well, most people wouldn't see it as kidding.
I wouldn't see it as kidding, I'd ask, well, does it matter?
Getting pulled over is a very traumatic thing.
For some people.
On another story, many, many years ago, about 4:00 in the morning, I'm driving my cab. It's Saturday night. I'm on my way home. I'm out in the suburbs of Fort Lauderdale. I got clear sailing on this major boulevard. I'm doing the speed limit. Next thing I know, I'm getting pulled over. Check my speed. I'm like, everything. My lights are on, everything. So I pull over. Officer walks up to my car, and I'm like, yes. She says, I'm waiting to be told, I was speeding, I was this, I was that. He says, we got somebody back here that needs a cab. I said, so you're not pulling me over for a traffic infraction? No. I said, this is how you scared
how you hail a cab?
I said, you scared the Jesus out of me. I said, you couldn't have pulled up next to me? Oh, I was fit to be tied. Well, you're in kind of a what? You're out here getting. I demanded to see her. I said, I want to see your supervisor.
Oh my God.
Oh, and like the sergeant came out, and they're both very apologetic. I said, dude, this is not how you do this. I said, I was coming up to a red light. She could have just pulled up next to me and say, hey, we got somebody back here. Can you help us out?
Or the logical conclusion would have been she could have put them in her car and caught up with you and then stopped you and put them in the car. Now we have doubly wasted time.
Or, as I said to her, you could have called the cab company.
Oh, there's a novel idea.
Oh, anyway, let's transport back to yesterday. So I go on. It's the time tunnel.
I'm telling you, no kidding.
They somehow.
If you're old enough to remember that, you'll get a chuckle out of it.
Irwin Allen's The Time Tunnel.
The Time Tunnel.
Master of disaster. So yesterday, I bring my car out of the garage, and when I put it in it was a mess. It needed a car wash. So I go to a place that's nearby me. I was on my way to the supermarket. I don't particularly care for this car wash, but I also don't have to get out of the car. So I pull up. There's the old man there. It's $15 for a car wash, and I just mean the outside. They don't do the inside. They don't.
No, nobody does anymore.
No, that's not true. But
you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want the inside done anyway. I just, there was crap and leaves and whatnot. Sap. I just needed all that off. So I go to pull out my money, and I said, "Can you break $100 bill?" He says, "Yeah." So now he's got a wad as probably 4 or 5 inches thick in his hand. So he goes into his other pocket, pulls out an equally thick wad to peel off 420s. I said to him, half joking, I said, "Oh, you must be having a good day." Then he launched into what a horrible week. He's, today's only one. It was nice here yesterday. It was very nice. It's miserable today. Rain all week. I only do this one day a week. I'm like, dude, I'm not interested. I said, maybe lower. I said, how much is a car wash during the week? He says, $15. I said, that might be your problem. Lowered the price down. And, I've gotten my car wash when it's a light rain because you still got to get gunk off it. But he started launching into this sob story. But I'm thinking to myself, if you do 200 cars a day today, which you will, at $15 per, that's $30K you're going to pull in. Please, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Car Wash Theater here on Radio TFI.
I'm beginning to think, Ed, you might want to start going to different car washes.
The problem is that
you have a serious problem.
Oh, I've got all sorts of problems. you need to be a little bit more specific, son.
Yes, that's it.
It's all right. So you can say it now. Say it.
It.
Go ahead. Do it.
Cue the friggin' band.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Here's your match official, John Shannon.
Once again, not John Shannon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, it is time for the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Or is it? Let's take care of some business first. Last week's winner and the current champion is Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Wheel from 1972. Wait a second, Ed. You guys usually play clips of the music at this point. Yes, we do. And then we play the full songs, the returning champ and the challenger.
And then we get kicked the hell off of the air.
Well, Bill just opened the bag with the cats in it. But yes, we have been getting Our videos on YouTube are being shut down because of copyright infringements. Now, we're temporarily suspending One Hit Wonders. We will bring it back. It's coming back.
Boo.
Despite what others in the crowd may think, it is coming back.
Ooh, yay! The crowd goes wild.
I just.
Okay.
Once we settle, thank you. Please settle down. Take your seats, please.
It's sand.
Yes, that was half an hour ago. Just relax, Bill. Just what is it John likes to say? Take a pill. Take a pill.
You know any medication you need?
So once we sort out the copyright issues where we can play our videos and music without fear of retribution, it will make a triumphant return. But I would imagine at least through Memorial Day, it'll be on temporary hold. Speaking of Memorial Day, show of hands if you're going to be here for the live show on Memorial Day. Bueller, that's right. We'll be off Memorial Day weekend. No live show on May the 26th. And
because I need a vacation.
Or they're just beside.
No.
Oh no, not that. Anything but that. So yeah, we got a couple. We got one show. That's right. We'll do a show next week, and then we'll be off.
Yes, I'm planning on being at Planet Houston.
Houston.
Planet Houston.
I learned last week that here in New York City.
Obviously, you didn't.
I'm getting there if I can not be interrupted. Make me turn on those lights. Anyway, after doing some research and diving down a rabbit hole I'd rather not talk about, it turns out that Houston Street here in Nueva York, although it's spelled the same as the major metropolitan area in the great state of Texas, was named after somebody whose name was Houston, spelled Howston. Somehow the spelling got corrupted to HOU. So here
I rest my case.
Here in New York, the correct pronunciation is Houston.
Somebody just can't spell.
I don't know how and when it happened, but we pronounce it Houston for the street. When we're talking about
damn how you pronounce it, you're pronouncing it wrong. If it's spelled that way, it's Houston.
Really? How many medical terms have spellings that make very little sense to the letters they have? Come on.
Don't get me started.
Come on. You've got 6 in your head right now.
Yes,
all right.
Pretty much I do. My favorite, spondylolisthesis. That's what we used to do. Hey.
Spondylolisthesis?
No, spondylolisthesis.
Spondylolisthesis.
If you can spell that, spell Schenectady while you're at it.
Schenectady, I can spell SCH.
Yeah, well, you live there, so you're close enough. You've seen it spelled. You've seen it spelled on the maps, I guess, enough times. So
you'd think we all have maps of the state of New York.
You're in New York. You gotta have a map. You know where the Sing Sing River goes.
There's no Sing Sing River.
Well, it's the Yangtze River.
Sing Sing Prison, Sing Sing Correctional Facility.
Is on what, the Sing River or whatever the hell it is? I don't know. It's part of the Hudson River.
It's in Ossining, New York.
Ah, there we go. Thank you. I stand corrected.
I doubt that seriously. You probably lean back and put your feet up to be corrected.
That's pretty true. I stand for no man.
Go ahead. You're on a roll.
Hey, that was pretty much my mic drop moment there.
Bill, you don't always have to be reactionary. You can lead a charge here and then. We're giving you the fastest horse. Go right ahead. Lead the charge. Captain
I can't get up on a damn horse. What's wrong with you?
Well, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Metaphorically
speaking. What is it you'd like to talk about?
Johnny.
Let me try this again. What is it you'd like to talk about?
Let's try something else. God, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. I think they're called the new Ford class aircraft carriers.
Okay,
let's discuss that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the new Ford class aircraft carriers, which are so stinking huge. You almost might be able to land a 747 on one of these things. Well, no, you couldn't, because Boeing, the doors would blow out and it'd crash landing. So
now these aircraft carriers, do they have the big blue Ford oval? And does Chevy make their own?
If I could reach through this screen right now, I would choke your ass to death. It's the Gerald R. Ford class carriers.
Oh,
God almighty.
Oh, there you go. Well, that certainly is a horse of a different color now, isn't it?
Certainly is.
It is. You said Ford. I'm thinking about going down to my local Ford.
You would.
Well, couldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. Okay. And we have the Chevy and the Buick and the Chrysler.
Sure.
They're naming them after cars now.
Car manufacturers are now building.
Building aircraft carriers.
You can understand the confusion on my part, now can't you?
Mm-hmm. If you've never watched them test the catapults on one of those, now see, I lived in Virginia for a while, Virginia Beach, Newport News area, where the Newport News Naval Shipyard is. And they would, when they're testing the catapults, they have this big ass tractor that they put on the catapult and launch this tractor out into the river to make sure that it's working.
You mean like an old tractor, an old beat up?
Yeah. Oh, well, not that, but it looks like some thing on a train car type thing. Not quite that big.
They were big though.
Yeah. It's launch that some bitch out into the river.
I've seen film of that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
On one of these.
Sit out there as kids and watch them do all that stuff. It was cool as hell.
Yeah, we didn't have.
But explain to me, have you? While we're on that topic, what is this buildsubmarines.com? Have you not seen that? Oh my God, it's everywhere. Buildsubmarines.com. I guess
it's something I should know about?
You can learn how to build submarines. I guess that's the new job now. I'm not joking. So especially go to sports networks and you'll see it on there. It's kind of the new sports betting thing. Instead of betting on sports, you build submarines. I'm not joking.
I believe you.
Did you find it?
I did.
Yeah, I have no idea why they're what are they recruiting people to go work at the shipyards to build submarines? Or I don't know.
I don't know either, and I'm not going to. That will be your assignment for.
Oh well, we'll never find out about it.
You never know, but that's no. It's the first I've heard about it.
Oh, okay. I'll research that and I'll have that for you next week. Right? Okay. Right with Shohei Ohtani's interpreter.
Not going to give that up.
If he'd have learned to speak English, this wouldn't have happened to him.
You think?
Yeah, he's been in this country for playing Major League Baseball for six stinking years, and he doesn't know how to speak English. So he has an interpreter that steals $16 million from you. I say, that'll teach you a lesson. Speak English. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome. First off, I don't think anyone's ever said he can't speak English.
He had a quote. If I could speak English, I would. It was through his interpreter, of course, but
So you don't know that he
yeah,
actually
right. 6 years. I took 2 years of Spanish and I learned how to speak.
You
Wasn't
don't know how to speak
but hey,
a bueno.
6 years can't speak English.
So
I'll bet you can say, "Cash my check."
Or where's my check?
Where's my check? Where the white women at? So
Just we got so far in an hour and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
Carson,
What's a week without Shohei Ohtani?
all right. So you don't think it's possible that he may actually speak some English, but the interpreter helps him clear things up to make sure he has a full understanding of what's being said?
In 6 years, if you don't know the difference between fastball, curveball, bunt, run, steal, hit, get the hell out of the game.
Well, perhaps he knows some specific words, but he may not have the full. He may have vocabulary down, but he does not have grammar to be able to put together a sentence.
You're being paid $70 million a year.
Right, but that doesn't mean you're going to learn.
Having a stinking interpreter, why don't you get a freaking English teacher to teach you how to speak the damn language?
Well, let's do this. Let's look at the two languages. Okay. Now, when you look at, I've taken Spanish and French. Because they are Latin-based languages, there are certain similarities.
Very similar. Yes.
And it makes it a touch easier to learn. Learning Japanese from English or vice versa is like, well, speaking Chinese. He would probably have a better shot at speaking Chinese because it's based on.
But we're not in China.
That's right. So making the move from Japanese to English is a lot more difficult than making the move from Spanish to English.
Good Christ, with all the money he's got, get Babel. Good God Almighty.
I don't disagree. Look, my phone can translate.
Yes.
Now, but
where's his universal translator? Oh, he took $16 million from him. That's where he is. Well, maybe you should have paid him more money, Shohei.
Seems like he did now, didn't he?
Apparently he did now, yeah. So, I mean, come on. In 6 years, you can learn any stinking language. I'll bet you Barb could learn it in six years.
I don't disagree that with his resources and the fact that ball players have a lot of downtime on the road and all that he couldn't become proficient in English to the point that he can hold a basic conversation. I don't disagree. He's got the time. He's got the money. There's no reason he shouldn't be speaking English. But then again, he's got the money. And it's like, why should I bother to learn when I got this dude who I trust implicitly?
Then that's what you get.
Look, if you gave this guy carte blanche or whatever, however that worked out, and maybe you do deserve what happens to you. Your friends are not your friends when it comes to money. There's only one person you can trust, and that's you. And even I don't trust me.
I never have.
I've never trusted myself, and you shouldn't either. That's telling you right now, up front. I don't trust Bill Fancher. Now it sounds like they're having a wrestling match upstairs, but that's neither here nor there.
I'd have people, I was talking to myself, and people would, you always talk to yourself. And yes, I just don't listen.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust a sumbitch.
Yeah. He, when I can't sleep, I talk to myself and it puts me right out.
It's right to sleep.
As boring as they get. Are you kidding me?
I use the John Shannon hillbilly accent, and I'm right off to sleep.
Let's not pick on John. He's not here to defend himself.
That'll teach you. Once again, it's a Fancherism. That'll teach you.
That'll learn you.
By God, that's how you get elected vice president. You weren't at the meetings.
That being said,
It's also true.
that being said, it's a fair statement to say that you still have it out for Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, until he can walk on the TV set and hold a conversation with the people on MLB, I'm going to hate his ass.
Let me ask you a serious question. And you come
Seriously?
from seriously. I wouldn't kid about something like that. What is your take on Angel Hernandez?
As an umpire, he's I'm biting my tongue.
Don't. We got 12 minutes.
As an umpire, he's suboptimal. Sorry, that's the best way I can put it.
Well, it appears
He's probably in the bottom 5% of umpires in MLB. The reason he stays in MLB is he's got tenure.
Yeah, apparently the union keeps him there because he's, I've watched videos. And look, I'm not saying, umps are human. You can miss a strike, something on the outside corner. You call it a strike. It was clear upon replay, it's a ball. But when you do it 3-4 pitches in a row,
and 5-6 batters in a row.
5-6 batters in a row. And
I will say this, that don't put him behind the plate. When he goes behind the dish, he's but out on the bases, he's about a 50%. I'd put him in the 50 percentile, but behind the plate, low 5%.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of baseball. I don't watch as much as you do. And having never been a real umpire, like Bill, that's why I'm asking you the question, because you have experience doing that. You've thrown people out of games. You've probably thrown fans out of the stadium.
Actually, believe it or not, I have.
I believe that. Some people get out of hand.
Mm-hmm. I have had fans removed from the stadium.
And you put your car in the parking lot.
Well, you just don't tell them where you park.
So you seem to be agreeing with the majority of what I see online, that Angel Hernandez probably would be best umpiring beer league softball games.
Well, and that might get him in trouble too.
That might, but there's not as much on the line other than.
And as far as I know, he's been in MLB for well over 20 years.
Right.
So they're not gonna deep six him for whatever reason. You got young kids that are trying to come up all the time, but I don't know. He's a senior official, and I used to have that same problem when I was coming up through the ranks. Was these senior officials that were so set in their ways that a lot of them just flat out sucked. I didn't want to use that word, but you made me. That they were just there. And the ones that really disturbed me were what we called homers. They're there to help the home team. And I umpired games that my brother was playing in. My brother Steve played baseball at the college and level and stuff. And I umpired games that he was in. And now I'll say something that, if anything, I was harder on him just to show that there was no favoritism.
Right. But basically, let's face it, a ball's a ball, a strike is a strike.
That's it. I don't care who's out there. My God, it could be Ty Cobb. I don't give a rat's ass. Step in the box, take your chances.
I had the great pleasure of once meeting John McSherry. He was a Bronx guy. Mm-hmm. And my ex and I were up here visiting. She's from the Bronx. We were in Riverdale. We go into this bar restaurant that she, we had dinner. So we go to the bar after dinner, and lo and behold, and she knew him. She's known him since she was a kid. So we sat with him. We had a drink. And sadly, this was just weeks before he passed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was just weeks before. And, very nice guy. Very nice guy. Yeah, we had a few laughs, and we didn't talk about baseball at all.
Good. I'm sure that
You know,
probably made him very happy.
yeah, she hadn't seen him in 1,000 years, and so they were busy.
He was at a training seminar one year that we went to, and the one takeaway I take from John McSherry is when it's hot, put a cabbage leaf in your hat. I thought, what the hell? And I tried it one time, and by God, it worked.
And what
It
do you
kind of
think?
keeps your head a little cooler. Now you smell like kimchi, but other
Well, that's going to happen. That's a distinct possibility anyway. But
well,
anyway, yeah.
No, he was a very good umpire over his career. He was probably one of the best.
Yeah, that was sad that day in Cincinnati. The game had just started. I think it was first inning, and he collapsed. Yeah. Big man. He was a big boy.
Yes, he was. It was not a little man by any stretch.
No. But anyway,
he could have gone to professional wrestling if he wanted to.
so how far up did you umpire? College and.
Yeah, I made it to basically AA level ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
But there's, to get any further than that, they wanted people they wanted the younger guys that, could do 10, 15 years in the minors and then still do 25, 30 years in the major leagues. And by the time I made it to that level, I was in my 30s. So I was, it was kind of.
So just like the Navy, you started too late.
No, actually, I started umpiring when I was 18. But because there's a certain, you got to reach a certain level to get. And then while I was in the Navy, I wasn't umpiring, so there was a few years out of the hat. But I mean, I umpired for 36 years, I believe.
36 years. And do you believe in all that time, do you believe you got any of your calls right?
Never. I kept the coin in my pocket. Nope. There's one adage that all you people out there need to understand. What that's the umpire's adage. When in doubt, call them out.
There you go.
There's only 27 outs in this game. The more you get, the quicker we're out. And tie goes to the runner. Bullshit. No such thing as a tie. What are the two options, Ed? Well, there's two options. What are the two options, Ed? What are the two options?
Safe and out.
Safe and out. There is no tie goes to the runner.
But suppose the ball gets there at the same exact moment that the foot touches the bag.
When in doubt, call them out. Get the outs and move along. Get the game over with.
Are you watching the ball or are you watching the foot on the bag?
Actually, what we were trained to do was to watch the bag and listen for the glove. You listen for it because you cannot see both at the same time. You can't. It's impossible. There's no way that you can watch the ball coming in and then move back over to watch the foot. And it just doesn't work that way. Your eyes don't work that quick.
So you're comfortable with the fact. So you're comfortable.
Yeah. So that's what they taught us. Watch the foot and listen for the slap of the glove with the ball.
So you're comfortable with the fact that in 36 years you never got one call correct.
I never said that.
Oh, apparently the records indicate that you just got moved along.
I never said that.
I'm sure you had.
I mean, and also
I'm teasing you.
the other. Well, I know the other thing is when you're at first base, you see the umpires. They come out into the infield at an angle to watch the play, so that gives you a little bit better vision. You're not standing down on the first baseline. You come 10, 15 feet in and look at the play.
Right.
So that gives you a little bit better angle. But now with instant replay, they've got a whole different thing with where once the ball starts to enter the glove is where it's determined. But where you would hear that pop and watch the foot.
Well, obviously, once the ball is in the glove, it's in the glove, and that's that, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, I think we all grew up with that tie goes to the runner thing.
There's no such thing.
What is it they say? You win some, you lose some, others get rained out.
The rest get rained out. Exactly.
Or the other one, which is I call them the way I see them, and if I don't see them, I make them up.
And I would tell coaches every now and then and say, there's only two of us guaranteed to be here at the end of this game, me and my co-official. So press your luck. Be my guest.
So let me ask you this. You're behind home plate. You're calling balls and strikes. And for whatever reason, your mind just kind of drifts off for a moment. And then you hear pop and the ball's in the glove, but you have no idea.
Well, you shouldn't be umpiring if you're doing that.
Well, I mean, you get, for whatever reason, you get distracted. It's taking a little long for the pitch to come in, and you just start thinking about something, dinner, or what the wife or whatever it is, and then just suddenly you're brain for that half a second, and then you hear pop, and you go, "Oh shit!"
You
are fine.
You got yourself. Well, in that situation, you just kind of
have to let that finish playing out before you start.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. In that situation, you have to kind of let the players make the call.
Who reacts how?
Yes, and it's as stupid as it sounds. See who reacts. If the batter steps out like, "Damn it," then call it a strike. If the catcher goes, "Yeah," and throws the ball back to the pitcher, it's probably a strike. So, and once again, strikes, you get 3. Get more strikes, you're out of the game. You're done. Get the game over with. That's my concern. That is my concern as an umpire. Let's get this game over.
Is it a fair statement to say from the very first pitch, you're just doing time till the very last pitch? You want that to
pretty much it.
You want that time to be
as short as possible. I mean, I sat there one day. Now you got the run rule. Somebody's up by 10 runs after 5 innings, whatnot. Yeah, and we've got I got a runner at third. There's 1 out, and this runner at third is going to get the run rule. He's going to be in, and we're going to end this game. So I'm sitting behind the plate, and I'm going, do something. Steal home. I don't care. You're going to be safe. Just do it. Just do
it. Well, secrets of the umpire.
Secrets of umpiring.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, that sound means we are done for this week. Join us next week when Bill will be talking more about umpiring and all manner of good things. For Bill and John, who's not here, we trust he'll be back next week feeling better. Feel better, John. I am Ed. See ya!
Radio TFI.